Welcome to Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Highlights, exclusive team interviews, and behind-the-scenes access to Huntsville's only D1 program all season long. We're breaking down the plays, reliving the big moments, and getting you geared up for the next big battle. It's more than just football. It's 150 years of Bulldog pride. And now join us on our journey with our host, Ty Floyd.
Hey Bulldog Nation, it's Ty Floyd here for week 2 of the Coach's Show. I'm here with Coach Sam Shade, coming off a win in the Lewis Cruz Classic. Coach, how you feeling?
Well, feeling great, Ty. Really are after a big win last night.
We outlasted Alcorn State, came up with the win, 41-31. Coach, first of all, congratulations on your first win as Alabama A&M head coach and your first Lewis Cruz Classic victory. To make it even more special, I have to touch on the fact that your children, your grandchildren were in attendance. What did that moment mean to you and your family?
Well, it was huge, especially having a lot of family here to share in that first win here at Alabama A&M, and especially getting it in the Lewis Cruz Classic, man. You talk about Coach Cruz, the history of him here at A&M, winning his football coach here, so it was special.
Looking back to last night's game, Cornelius Brown IV had 5 total touchdowns. What stood out to you about his performance and his overall leadership?
Well, he's been that guy for us from day one since we got here, and he really spread the ball around to some guys. A number of guys got touchdown catches, but then also he did it with his legs. When the coverage was good, he was able to pull it down, and he got in the end zone also a couple times.
Caden Dixon came up really big, caused a turnover very early on. How important was such a fast start to this game?
Well, we always preach and talk fast start. That's one of the things we've always talked about, and we feel like we were able to do that. And for Caden Dixon to make a play on special teams, that's big. We always talk about special teams being special. He showed up for us.
You talk about special teams. Special teams is led by Coach Amos Jones. Just give us some insight as to how he's been able to really shape that unit.
Well, Coach Jones, he's been around the game for a very long time. He's done special teams all over the place, NFL, SEC, you name it. He's done it, but he does a fantastic job, and just really glad that he's here.
Speaking on your assistants, Dennis Alexander was up top, calling plays, doing his thing. How important is his role and all of your assistants' role in the success of this team?
Well, we talk about it all the time. Not just the assistant coaches, but the players. We all have a job to do, and it's very important that everybody understands that. And I thought Coach Alexander did a great job calling the game yesterday offensively, and just really did a good job of keeping us balanced in the running game and in the passing game. And so my hat goes off to him and our offensive staff.
Defensively, you guys made a lot of key stops. What adjustments did you feel made a difference as the game continued to go on?
Well, defensively, obviously, we don't want to, give up some of the plays that we gave up, especially the explosive plays where it's a long run or a long pass. And we made some adjustments in that second quarter after the first quarter, after they had scored 14. Made some adjustments, felt pretty good. And then we come out after halftime, and we gave up a couple plays that we'd like to have back. We've got some work to do over on the defensive side of the ball.
So going into this next week, what adjustments do you feel need to be made?
Well, we've got to get our guys to understand that they've got to be where they're supposed to be. If you've got a certain gap, you got to be in that gap. And also, just at times, coverage-wise, there were some things that we gave up in coverage, some third downs that we felt like we should have got off the field and we didn't. So we've got to continue to work on third down defensively, and then we just got to work on everybody being where they're supposed to be and making the plays when they have an opportunity to make them.
One of the units on the field that I really love watching is the running backs unit. A lot of guys that can be used interchangeably. How important is it to have a unit that strong on the offense?
Well, we talked about it going into the season. We felt like we were going to play a number of backs because we got a lot of capable guys. some guys that have been here before I got here, and then a couple guys that we brought in, like Maurice Edwards and then Caden Dixon, like you talked about him showing up on special teams. And so it's great when you can, kind of rotate those guys out, keep them fresh, and whichever back in there is going to be productive.
Alabama A&M University, founded in 1875 by Dr. William Hooper Council, is a proud historically black college and university and a leading 1890 land-grant institution. Located on the Hill in Huntsville, Alabama, AAMU offers more than 60 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs led by a diverse, world-class faculty. With over 50 student organizations, a vibrant campus life, and a powerful network of accomplished alumni, AAMU is where students are inspired, supported, and transformed. Alabama A&M University, where history meets excellence and students thrive.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm Ty Floyd here with Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade. Now, besides the guys that we saw on the stat sheet having such a huge impact, who were some of those unsung heroes of last night's game?
Well, I felt like there were some guys, we never talk about in the kicking game. I thought our punter, Robert Cole, did a great job. Matter of fact, last week against Arkansas, he had a very high average on his punts. And that helps us. That's part of the hidden yardage. Special teams, I always talk about there's a lot of hidden yardage on special teams where you get a good punt and we get good field position where they're backed up for our defense, things like that. And had some okay returns, not quite what we want yet, but really Robert Cole and there's some guys on that special teams unit that I feel like have been unsung heroes for us.
The Louis Cruz Classic is about tradition and community as much as football. What did it mean to see the stands so full and electric yesterday?
Well, man, it was exciting. It really was, and it was. I think for our players, man, it was special, and that's what we need, because playing in the SWAC, Alcorn, that was a tough football team. I felt like our fans got behind us and they were loud. And I think that they gave our players the energy to pull through in that ball game last night.
Now the focus turns to Tennessee State. What do you want to carry over from last night's win into next week?
Well, obviously, offensively, I feel like we did a really good job, and definitely want to carry that over into Tennessee State. And special teams wise, we caused the turnover on special teams. That's huge when you can flip the field like that. So we've got to continue to have good special teams play. And defensively, we got some work to do there, but at the same time, we made the stops, especially at the end of the game, that we needed to make to get the ball back to our offense. So that was huge on a big fourth down play. So those are some of the things that we've got to carry forward with us.
What's the biggest point of emphasis in practice as you prepare for this matchup in Nashville?
Well, we actually we had too many penalties for myself, and we've got to address that, because we had over 100 yards in penalties, and that's also what I call hidden yardage that can cost you in a ball game. So we got to do a better job with that. We play the Arkansas game. We only had 40 yards in penalties, and then we come home and we have over 100 yards in penalties. So that's something we got to clean up, and so we'll get that done.
Coach, you can look at the sideline and you can see the players, just how much they rally behind yourself and this coaching staff. What does that buy-in from your players mean to you?
It's huge. It's huge, and we've seen that out of our players. From spring ball all the way through training camp. We feel like the buy-in has been there, but it's still a situation where we've got a lot of new players on this team, and obviously myself and the coaches, we're new, so we're still trying to gel and put it all together and develop that chemistry that we need. But knowing that the guys trust us as coaches and they believe in us, we know that they're going to try to do it the way we want it done. That part of it that's really good when you get that.
Well, the chase is on. Coach, congratulations on your first win at Alabama A&M. And thank you for sharing this moment with us. Best of luck to you and the Bulldogs this week as you prepare for Tennessee State. That's all for us here at the Coaches Show. And as always, go Bulldogs.
To compete at the highest level, our athletes need world-class facilities, top-tier resources, and the tools to succeed, on and off the field. That's why we're raising funds for a brand new practice pavilion, an all-season space where our Bulldogs can train, sharpen their skills, and prepare for greatness year-round. Alabama A&M has built a legacy of Bulldog excellence. We're taking the next step. Whether your passion is football, basketball, track, or beyond, your gift makes a direct and lasting impact. Together, we can create a future where every Bulldog has the resources to succeed.
Welcome to 100 Yards. I am Brian Howard, the Assistant AD for Athletic Communications. I'm joined today by the Special Teams Coordinator, Amos Jones. And Coach, thank you for being on this show.
Appreciate it.
Coach, you are legendary, right? And one of the things that I've noticed about you, you got your playing days under the legendary head coach, Paul Bear Bryant. Tell me about Coach Bryant.
Well, he was a man's man, as we would say back in the old days. And, you know, he was a heck of a football coach, great mentor to all of his former players and coaches. I was very fortunate to be there the last 6 years with Coach. And one of my fondest memories, there's a sled over there called the Crowther sled. And I actually physically saw Coach Bryant at about my age teach a guy how to block as a tight end.
Wow.
So I physically saw him do that. And it's always been in my mind that, you know, he was still a teacher even up to the end. And even at the Liberty Bowl, he was still controlling the personnel.
Oh, wow.
Coach Bryant subbed every player that was ever substituted when he was the head coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what made you get into coaching?
Well, you know, I'm from a small town, Aliceville, Alabama, about 50 miles west of Tuscaloosa. My family, we still own the family farm and everything there. So I knew that I needed to do something. So I went and played, obviously, at Alabama and got an education in the PE department and kind of always liked ball. My older brother, my only brother, is 5 years older, and he was my mentor, my guy. Right. And so whatever he did, I did. Whatever Tommy did, Amos did 5 years later. And he became a lawyer and I became a coach. And, you know, so we both really wanted to be involved in athletics because he coached all of his kids, where I just kind of, you know, got lucky and got with Coach Bryant and some of that coaching staff that, you know, would later take me with them.
Coach, one of the things that I noticed about you and that lengthy resume, you've coached in the National Football League. You've been to 2 Super Bowls. How was those experiences?
Shoot. Great experiences. I really enjoyed it because it incorporated my family. You know, the 2 were at the Steelers, and what a great place to coach at that time with Coach Tomlin. A lot of guys on that staff, John Mitchell, Bruce Arians, go back to Alabama with me. And, but, you know, it's just and obviously we had played a couple of national championships, so I knew the big time atmosphere of college ball.
Right.
And I saw that firsthand and on that stage in the NFL early in our NFL career, because it was 2008 and then 2010, you know, when we went to the 2 Super Bowls in the first 4 years of Coach Tomlin's tenure. So, you know, it's a lot of pageantry,
right,
that's involved in the bowl games and stuff like that, but it's still football. And, you know, my last one was a loss to the Packers, so I'm still looking for that next one. You know, because you don't like to go to that last game and lose it.
Absolutely.
Because you just don't feel like it was a complete accomplishment.
Absolutely. Coach, you're here at Alabama A&M, a great school in HBCU cultures, but now you're also working with Coach Sam Shade. Again, tell us about Coach Shade. You coached him at Alabama. You coached with him in Cleveland. You know, tell us a little bit about Coach Shade.
Sam was one of those guys when we first got him at Alabama, you know, that you knew he was going to be a special player, and he was. And you also knew that he was a good person. And he didn't know it. I had an assistant that was watching him coach when he finally decided to get into coaching. I'd always send my assistant, Anthony Blevins, to Samford to watch their pro day. And they had a couple of players that Sam coached. So it was kind of one of those deals. I was watching him from afar. I was in Cincinnati for 4 years, but it was after he had left to go to the Redskins, to Washington. And so it was one of those scenarios where he didn't know we were watching, but I was watching because I knew that Anthony was going to eventually get a job and leave, and I was going to need a backup plan to have for him. That's one thing Coach Bryant taught, is have a backup plan. That's why he coached with 2 line coaches on both sides of the ball, things like that. But Sam has always been real special. I enjoyed my time being back around him in Cleveland. And, I was working with him a little bit more remotely at Miles until he got this thing, and I couldn't tell him no.
Coach, food question for you, right? Are you a wings guy, burger guy, fish guy? What kind of food do you like?
Man, the way I look, I like it all. But I like wings. All my boys and my daughter, they all cook. My wife's a great cook. She's an Italian from Philadelphia, so, we're going to eat a lot of pasta, a lot of good homemade spaghetti. But all the boys like it, so I'm loving it now because they're old enough, they cook for me, so we can get them all 3 in one weekend.
Coach, you got any hobbies outside of the game of football?
Well, I used to say I'd go to the farm a lot, but that's too hard of work now. I'll let Tommy handle that. But we bought the house on the lake in Tuscaloosa, and I really enjoyed just going there. It was kind of a fixer-upper, so we had to do some of that work. But we like the water. We always went to, the Gulf Shores area when we were, coaching through the years, or to the Jersey Shore to see Stacy's folks.
Absolutely.
But we like the water. Had a wedding. My oldest son, Josh, got married this summer in Napa Valley. First time I'd been there, and really enjoyed that. So we travel. We try to always do vacations when the kids were young, especially. But if I'm going to be somewhere, it's going to be at the lake in Tuscaloosa, or it's going to be on the beach.
Coach, we'll get you out of here on this one. What have you enjoyed the most by being in Huntsville, Alabama?
Well, I like the city. I'd never spent much time here, but I've been very impressed. It's a lot of newness to this city. Gosh, if you're a young person, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to school here and find your future employment here. So I've been very impressed with that, and I think Sam's put together a heck of a staff.
Absolutely.
And I knew some of them when they were at Miles, and obviously all of them now. It's just been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can turn that into a lot of wins.
Coach, I appreciate you joining us again here on 100 Yards with Brian Howard.
Thank you.
For 150 years, Alabama A&M has built a legacy of Bulldog excellence. Now, we're taking the next step, building a championship-caliber athletics program. To compete at the highest level, our athletes need world-class facilities, top-tier resources, and the tools to succeed on and off the field. That's why we're raising funds for a brand-new practice pavilion, an all-season space where our Bulldogs can train, sharpen their skills, and prepare for greatness year-round. Your support will also help us upgrade locker rooms, enhance training spaces, and ensure every Bulldog is equipped for victory. And through the AAMU Collective, we're expanding name, image, and likeness opportunities, helping our athletes benefit from their dedication while continuing to represent Alabama A&M with pride. Whether your passion is football, basketball, track, or beyond, your gift makes a direct and lasting impact. Together, we can build champions. Together, we can create a future where every Bulldog has the resources to succeed. When we invest in champions, we all win. Alabama A&M University is celebrating 150 years of Bulldog excellence. Join us for our Torchbearer Reception program, bringing together alumni, supporters, and friends for a year full of fundraising events. Each Torchbearer event has a goal of $25,000 in honor of 2025, and you can lead the charge. By becoming a Torchbearer host, you'll invite fellow Bulldogs to join the campaign and make an impact. Learn more and register today at aamu.edu.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, here with wide receiver Davion Walker. Davion, how you been doing? It's camp season. You excited? You pumped? You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I just got on camp last Monday, so I'm just ready.
It's only been a short amount of time, but are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, ever since I got on camp, it's been nothing but love from like all the players and all the coaches and stuff.
I know that's right. So this is your first season with us at Alabama A&M. What has the transition been like so far, and what made this the right place for you at this point in your journey?
So, I mean, the transition been good. I'm coming from JUCO, so it kind of like different coming from like a JUCO to a D1, but with just all like the cool players and the coaches and the people around, it been a good transition.
And so you talk about JUCO. The JUCO grind is real. We've been able to know and understand that it hasn't been easy, but some of the best receivers that are in the league currently have came through that route. What did that chapter teach you, and how did it prepare you for this moment?
Well, one key thing it taught me was discipline, for sure, because like you're not like really where you want to be, but you know, like you see the bigger picture. And it kind of teach you like the lesson of grinding, because like when you get in there, it's like really nothing for you. Like they're not handing stuff to you. Like you really got to come in there and bring your own everything, like gear. Like you got to provide for yourself at the end of the day. So it teaches you like how to be a man, how to really just know how to go through things by yourself.
Yeah. You've been a clear standout throughout fall camp. What's been your mentality each day when you step on the field? What do you credit for your early success?
Really, I just think about home. Like, I got to provide for my mom, like my family. I want to be the one who set everybody down. Like, I want to be the one who provide.
How are you building chemistry with the quarterback room and establishing continuity in the wide receiver group in camp?
Well, with the quarterback room, I went to throw like the first day I got on camp. So that's how I kind of built it up. Like, first day, they were like, we trying to throw. I was like, yeah. So we went out there and throw. And then it was some of the receivers out there too who invited me. So I usually like try to chill with them like outside of football. Like we'll probably go watch the film or, you know, go over some plays, chill.
Sit together in the calf.
Yeah.
Oh, that good stuff. Yeah. So looking ahead to this season, what's the biggest part of your game you're excited to showcase?
Well, my speed for sure. My speed and my athletic ability to just go up and get it over like 5, 6 guys. It don't matter. I'm gonna go get it.
So right now, as I'm sitting here with you, Davion, you're a little quiet, very chill, laid back, and reserved. Typically with guys like that, their game is the exact opposite. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. Like game time, like it just, I'll probably be out there talking junk and everything. Like I usually just don't even say nothing for it. I usually be in my own space, but on the field it's different. Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna be looking at you from up top and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is the most I've ever seen him talk.
oh yeah, you gonna see me every time I catch the ball, I'm gonna get up, celebrate. I go crazy on the field. It's different.
So a lot of people may not know your name just yet here in Bulldog Nation, but in a few words, who is Davion Walker and what will your game say about you this season? And you can tell the camera.
All right, so Davion Walker is just a real laid-back guy. And like, he don't say too much, and he let the game play for him. This season, you're going to see a lot of big plays from number 6, for sure.
6'4", huh?
But they call me 7'11", so, you know, shop always open. Just look for me.
I know that's right. Well, Davion, we're excited to see what you do this season. Go Bulldogs.
Yeah, go Bulldogs.
Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Your support is important to us and the outstanding student athletes here on the Hill. We encourage you to support the entire athletic program and become a season ticket holder, or be a part of something much bigger and become a torchbearer. Visit AAMU.edu for more information. Until next time, stay connected and go Bulldogs!